when do you think Marlowe starting? I guess when is he in the lineup, or do we need to wait a week or
I
two
really
here?
think I really think that you could put him in today. I really do.
Yeah, given his history
That
with the team, right?
this is why he was my priority. I put it out there as soon as Jordan got hurt. I was like, all right, they got to go get Dean Marlowe. I knew there was better names out there and guys that could maybe be a more long-term option at safety with Jordan's contract being kind of up in the air and the unknowns of Micah Hyde's neck injury. People maybe wanted something like, hey, let's trade for Kareem Jackson or something like that. But I wanted Marlowe for this. Hey, for 2022 and this week, we need somebody maybe to plug and play over the next month of football. Who knows? And I do think Dean Marlowe, he's in playing shape. He was just playing with an NFL team. He's been through camp. So, like, he's all ramped up to be ready in season. And he knows this Bills defense. The Bills defense hasn't changed. The scheme's still the same. The concepts are the same. The communications are the same. He has reps with dudes that were in the back seven: Tremaine Edmonds, Matt Milano, Taron Johnson, Trey White when he comes back. So that communication's all there. I think he can just plug and play at this point. I don't know if he will this weekend, but I would have faith in him to be able to come in and play in that role.
Tomorrow night,
Oh,
Notre Dame
yeah.
Clemson. We're going to be doing a watch party on playback.tv and look for Cover One's room.
And I got to get you a graphic for that.
It's going to be like a Manning cast sort of feel. We're going to watch Notre Dame and Clemson. It's at 7:30 tomorrow. If you guys are around, you want to stop in and say hi, it should be fun. We got a question here from Buffalo Bills Reddit about Nyheim Hines' role.
Mm-hmm. First of all, I just want to give so much praise to Bills Reddit. Fun account to interact with on Twitter, and always has been very supportive of the Cover One crew and all of our content creators. So thank you, Bills Reddit.
So they say, what do you think Nyheim Hines' role on the offense will be this week? The Jets are pretty strong in the middle of the DL. Might be a good week to use his speed to attack the outside in the run game. What do you think about that?
I don't hate it. I think that this is another guy. I think you can come in immediately and maybe not have a huge role, but definitely get him some manufactured touches. Get the ball in his hands. You got him to come here and be explosive. And at the very least, I think he takes over the punt return duties immediately. So he's definitely going to get his hands on the ball here in this game. I expect the Jets punt quite a bit. And so it's a tough one. I do think even with Hines here, I believe that they're going to lean into Devin Singletary still as the running back. I keep coming back to the more touches this guy gets, the more productive he is, and he really can be the kind of guy you can run a 4-minute drill with, right? Like, and run an offense down with. He's not perfect. He's got some flaws, but I still think he remains RB1. But I think you get Hines on the outside, get him some manufactured touches to see what that speed can do.
I like Nyheim Hines a lot. I think this was a good trade. This might
How's
be
it hurt your boy Cook though? You were big on Cook. Just a couple weeks ago, you were telling me he was coming into his own.
I think it helps Cook. No,
okay.
I think it helps Cook. Hines is a guy who does what they want Cook to do, and I think that it's gonna be great for Cook to have a veteran presence there that is that like pass catching back.
But that's more for like going forward for Cook's development. Do you think it's got to hinder him a little bit in the short term in terms of
if we're talking about
his
like
ability to get
fantasy
touches?
stats? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, he's not going to get the numbers probably, unless all of a sudden we just like flip it and start throwing to the running backs constantly, which I don't know. That doesn't seem likely unless it depending on like the defense
There'll be some
they're
matchups
facing.
that present itself.
Yeah. But this might be sort of a hot take. I don't know that. I think that Hines has a chance to be a healthy scratch this week.
That's fair. That's
just because he's still got to learn the terminology and get up to speed on that. He talked about it.
They couldn't get him into practice right away because Zach Moss's physical took some time, right? And take like an extra day to get him in.
Yeah. I think they missed a day or something like that. I think you're right. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, just listening to him in his press conference, which was awesome, by the way. If any of you, didn't see his first press conference with the team, I would check that out on YouTube.
Yeah, very good.
He sounds like a really great addition to the team culture.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was talking about how like it's totally different terminology, and he's gonna have to take. He even said like it might take me a week or two to memorize all of this. So maybe they still get a package of plays, and if they really want to get him out there, I mean, they have been favoring having 3 running backs active, but maybe they use that spot for someone else this week.
Can you keep talking? Because I just stole a piece of my kids. I just stole a piece of my kids' Halloween candy, and it's chewier than I expected.
Zach Moss was already phased out of the offense. Let's
Right.
be honest. So, I mean, we're adding a total luxury. Whereas, yeah, safety, we've got our 2 all-pro safeties just, in the infirmary. It's rough. It's sad,
Honestly,
but
I don't know what's going on with Jordan and the fact that there's confusion of day to day, week to week, him being silent on it. I hate all of it. I hate everything about it. But even if he's fine and comes back in a couple weeks, he's been dinged up. What now? 4 times this year.
yeah, it's been a tough year.
It has been a tough year, especially for a guy that's been really an Iron Man here since he got to Buffalo. And just you couple that with Micah being out, I think you can get away with Jordan Poyer and Damar Hamlin. I don't think you could have gotten away with, obviously, and we saw it with Damar Hamlin and Jaquan Johnson. That's just too much. And Dean Marlowe's he might not be a high level starter, but it does change the floor from Jaquan Johnson.
Sure. Yeah, he's not an all-pro world beater, but we don't need that. We don't need. I mean, it's obviously great when we've got Poyer and Hyde, or even just one of them. But I think that the defense can still be successful with. I mean, Hamlin looks great. Looks really good, honestly. Like you've
I
been,
love Hamlin.
yeah, you've been talking up Hamlin for about as long as anyone I can think of. But I mean, he looks great, and
Yeah. I was pretty
Marlowe.
frustrated. The giving up the touchdown, although it was kind of a garbage time touchdown and a weird play, and people kind of
Yeah,
put that. Like I hate that about defensive backs, where you can have like a good 3 weeks in a row, and then one play happens, and everyone's like, "Oh, this guy, vulnerability." It's like, oh, come on.
I mean, didn't Rodgers have like 9 seconds in the pocket or something on that play? I
Yeah,
mean,
it was like, yeah, you got to go back and watch. I love defensive back play. I watch a lot of it. When a guy's running like in an S for 7 seconds, you're gonna get turned around at some point.
yeah,
You're gonna lose your hips. You're gonna and in the NFL, if you lose that one split second or your hips are turned the wrong way, that's all it takes. Somebody's gonna take advantage of that. Anyone here, if you're not already subscribed on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast, the whole Cover One team, we just added a new podcast, kind of going behind the scenes. Some guys that were working for the Bills in the 90s, take you a little bit behind the scenes. We're constantly adding content to the Cover One family. So make sure that you're tuned in, subscribe, like, across social media platforms, everywhere you go, because we're trying to grind for you, put out some good content here. And don't forget, after the game, before the game, the Air Raid guys will be on. We'll probably do a Twitter Spaces in the morning, like we've been doing for game day, leading into the Air Raid Hours pregame show on YouTube. And then after the game, as always, don't forget to join Greg Thompson and I with Chris. Will be there as our producer on the Cover One postgame show. So we definitely got you covered here all weekend, guys. And hopefully we'll see you in Spaces on Sunday morning.
Aaron, I hope you feel better. We didn't get the full Quinn health update this week, but maybe it's been too traumatic to relive.
I hate everything about what's going on. And I just looked at my wife this morning. She's like, "Do you want me to stay home?" And I was just like, I don't even want to exist today. I'm so mad at everything. Dude, I am like a finely tuned motor that if anything is off the rails, I can't do it. If I lose an hour of sleep, I'm just miserable. I'm miserable.
You're like
So,
Rob Lowe's character in Parks and Rec. He's like
yes,
your body's like a microchip.
correct. And the tiniest little dust just sends it freaking out of whack. Can't handle it.
Well, feel better, man. I hope
Thanks, man.
hope you're feeling better by Sunday.
I hope so. And if I'm not, I'm hoping Josh's performance leads me to feeling better.
He will bring you life.
That's it. That's my medicine. All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you as always making time out to come in and chat with me and Thomas. Always
Yeah,
appreciate
thanks,
you and your
Thomas.
insight.
Thanks,
I'm a little
GC.
GC coming. I'm a little disappointed more you guys didn't pop in and talk, but we'll chalk it up. If you enjoyed this, make sure you come back. We're going to be doing this every single week.